Let's understand some history to understand the present. Okay, what is the history? This guy, okay, Patrick Debios, he is the person who implemented for the first time DevOps in his team. Okay, what was happening? There will be always a conflict in a team. Okay, they will say that, means developers will say that this is not my code issue. Operations team will say that, okay, I will say it is not my server issue. They will both fight together. Okay, when they will fight, in this scenario they will fight. Let me draw the scenario. If you are from IT, you will be knowing this very well. If you are not, then see this diagram. So same company, Flipkart ask you to update a page with, okay, update a login page with phone number. Okay, means Flipkart is asking customers to update their phone number, if, or maybe their Aadhaar number. Okay, phone number only, that is good. Okay, maybe there are a lot of people who will not understand Aadhaar. Okay, so from different country, right? So let us understand phone number. If this need to be updated, these developers are going to update it. They are going to change the form. The form will be like this previously, where customer will take, where customer will give username, password, and submit. Now these developers changed a form where they are actually giving submit button. Okay, submit button, one phone number, and then there will be this submit button, right? Or maybe we can see from this website. So this is your website. I want this L here. You see L is there. This was not there. I asked my developer, can you do this? Can you give this L here? Okay, these links were not there. I asked my developer, can you give these links so that it will be easier for our students? They will click on it and they will directly go to our WhatsApp group. Good, right? I asked these things. So they will do some change, correct? I asked my developer to make this banner as a form. Once they click on this banner, a form will open. Directly a form will open, which is good, right? Directly my students can do this. So things are updating automatically, right? Things are updating automatically. Right? Things are not done automatically, but my developers are doing it. Now, as they are doing all these things, changes, okay, they will do the change in their own laptop, in their own environment. I cannot ask them to do directly in this particular website, because this is my production website where my customers are coming and it might impact or break the website. So what they will do, they will do the change in their own laptop. This is their laptop. Now once they have done these changes in their own laptop, they will copy this to, they are not doing all these changes just to keep the code with them and they will be happy, right? No, they are doing this because they want to move this change to the server, to this server, to the server where my this website is hosted. Again, this is also coming from a server, right? From this server. Let me show you. From this server it is coming. Okay, this is also coming from a server. Okay, now this is all running in this server, this website. Now as this is coming from a server, okay, I have to copy the code. So this process of copying the code is called deployment. This process of writing the code is called development. Okay, and these customers are here behind this server. These customers will be accessing this server. How they can access? They can access through IP. But then can I give my IP? I mean, customers are able to remember the IP? No, right? So we will give them, we will ask them to remember by name. Flipkart.com. This is like phone book. This is called domain name. Okay, domain name. Domain name will be resolved to an IP address. Maybe this is an IP address for a server. This domain will be resolved when they type this domain in a browser. That will be resolved to an IP address. Come to this particular server, right? Easy. It's like phone book, phone number, name. When I click on phone name, it will automatically dial the number, right? Same thing here. So ops team is managing this, dev team is managing this. Now this both people will fight always. Ops team will say your code is might be working in your own laptop, but is not working in my server. Developer will be say that okay, no, it's working in my laptop, nothing is issue, your server is having an issue. The both team will fight. There will be a bridge call and then they will say like these things. Okay, they will say it's not my code, it's your machine. This is a very famous dialogue. When this kind of issues will happen, what will happen? Delay will happen. Means if suppose there is a sale going on, Flipkart did all these things for a sale, so that sale will be delayed and automatically these customers will be going to Amazon.com. They will not go to Flipkart. They will say, "Arey, sale is not there." So Flipkart will lose lot of business. Correct? If somebody else is giving some discount, think that here, uh, where is the think that here somebody else is giving a workshop, you all will go to some other company, right? So we will lose our business, right? So we need these changes, we need this banner and all those changes to be fast, okay, to be deployed here. Will it be coming? When the deployment will be faster, when the process will be smooth, okay, with some architecture. That architecture is DevOps architecture, okay, which we'll be seeing here. So this guy merged these two teams, okay, and then and the same umbrella they have put this both the teams and they are saying that okay, development team will also do some ops work, ops will also do some development work, whatever they can, and they both they have the responsibility to deploy. I will not be hearing that okay, this is their issue, this is no blame game. There is no blame game in the show must go on. There is no blame game. You have to push the changes fast. Okay, this is I don't have time so much to do all those things. So that is what. So only 10 plus deployment were used to happen per day. Means 10 times this developer will change, 10 times this code will come here. New changes will come. In his company, only 10 times changes were there. 10 plus deployment. And then he has automated the whole flow. In Amazon, now there are 30,000 changes in an hour. Okay, in an hour they do how much? 30,000 changes. That means 30,000 times these websites are getting changed. Amazon.in, Amazon.com, Amazon.eu, Amazon. This so many Amazons are there. There are total how many changes? 30,000 changes per hour. So you can imagine this kind of change if suppose something happens in any website. How will you deploy? It is not possible for a human being to copy the code from developer's laptop to the server manually 30,000 times. Even if you have a very big team, it is not possible. So we need some tools to do this. Okay, and an architecture to do this. Those are the things which we have to study. Okay, cool. So this is one more history. See why we are studying all these things, might be you all know, but then I am just trying to boost you up. Okay, that is, this is what you are learning. Okay, this is the importance of DevOps. You may be a data science guy, okay, still you have to learn DevOps. You may be a Salesforce person, still you have to learn DevOps. A Salesforce DevOps generally get, you know how much they get, Salesforce DevOps, okay, they get approximately more than 25 lakhs average salary, okay, in India. So it is that kind of skill set. Okay, DevOps when merged with some other technology, okay, like DBOps. Okay, when you learn all these things, you can actually integrate these things with your current skill set to boost your salary. Okay, if you don't have any current skill set, whatever I am teaching, okay, you will be called as web ops, web application. So you can manage this middle tier web application, DB. I'll teach you each and everything here. The DB also, all the three tiers we will be studying here. Okay.